Man, you have no idea how much I miss that intro.
Honestly, that's
Welcome
my
back.
favorite intro of anybody.
Thank you so much. Welcome everyone to the first episode of 2022 Schmoe. We are back. We have Luke back with us. Yay! Because some of my other cohorts couldn't join us. I have been trying to contact Matt. Liam is playing in a match, uh, uh, so hopefully that's going well for him. And unfortunately, Teresa couldn't be here either. But glad to have everyone join us. Uh, we are going to be doing a bit of discussion, basically talking about what happened on Friday, which was the Euroschmo Awards, the Schmoeys. Yay! uh, some amazing stuff happened, some stuff that I was not so happy about, but hey, we'll we'll get into it. We'll talk. Um, I'm sure Luke will change my mind.
You never know on that one. I might be on board with him. I might be like, eh.
Yeah, true. Well, so shall we just hop into it and talk
Yeah.
about the awards? Uh, so the award started with Mark Ellis. I don't know if that was a bit of piped in crowd noise or if they actually had crowd.
It was piped in. You had a couple of people there, but the majority there was not a crowd there. They did most of all this on digital, and that's about it.
Yeah, I thought as much. It didn't. There was something about it that didn't feel as amazing as last year's one, even though last year also did it so. There was something about it
Well,
that just felt
it was
manufactured or something didn't feel right about
it was also due to the fact of, if you notice throughout the week, throughout all of this,
it.
there really
Sorry.
wasn't much. There was no build up to this event. They didn't really put much advertisement. Basically, this season they want it done. They want this past season to be done. They want to get to reboot. No, they're just done. And so the awards, they did their awards because they had to, because they've already done this, but they can't focus on it. They just can't. So now they're going to move forward, move towards reboot, do more bigger and better things in this past season, and that's why you didn't see as much put into it, which is sad. I hate that. I hate it, but I get it. I really do. I get why Christian wants this to be. They want it to be a new start. You're not going to see much fanfare behind this. You notice even when the views on the awards, they were low. They were around 4,000, which is low for a Schmoedown award show.
Yeah, but I wonder if that isn't because they didn't do any advertising, any sort of like. I was sitting like awake at night at like 2 in the morning my time, and suddenly Matt sends me a message. Oh, they're doing the awards, and I'm like, okay, I'm half asleep, so I'm not really gonna watch it right now. But um, like there was no advertising. I and to be honest with you, this kind of felt like they could have used this as an advert for what we will see in the future of the Schmoedown.
Well, I think it's also due to the fact I think Christian's pulling all the stops off after this event. They were wanting to save their money. They didn't want to put a lot of info or they Christian wants to be completely done. He's done with digital. He's done with this feeling that we've had for the past 2 years. He's moved past it. And personally, I get it. I really do. When you have a product and you don't enjoy what it looks like, and you're someone who is creative, someone who enjoys this kind of stuff, it's frustrating. I mean, it really is. If you see your product and you're like, I want to change all of it, I want to make it my baby again, and you can't
Mm.
because you have to wait till the end of the year, I get it. People get upset. People don't know what the or like for Christian. I hate it for him because due to COVID and everything else, it's not his fault. But he wants to move past all this season. He wants to move past everything that happened and just wants to move forward. And so this show, with how it felt, with how much they didn't push it, this was the culmination of the past half year. I would say half year of this past season. This was the culmination of these competitors deserve to be nominated, deserve their wins, but at the same time, this is all an asterisk to let's move forward to reboot. Let's get done with this. I'm done. I'm done with all this past digital. I'm done with everything. Let's move forward. And that's what happened with this event. There really wasn't a lot of lead up to reboot, which actually I kind of understand why some people were a little upset, but I think it's because there's so many things in the works right now that they cannot spoil anything. They can't get anything out there, and it's going to take time. I mean, it's going to take time before everything works out.
I guess so. It's just I completely agree with Thomas's sentiment here. Let's be honest, it wasn't much of a show. I got to be honest. It worries me for like I see the awards as kind of like an okay, we're done with this last season. Now here's what to look forward to next season, sort of thing. I kind of see it as the first show, this is how we're excited for the next show and all this sort of thing. I felt none of that. Yeah, like I remember watching last year and I had tears running down my face, both for Schmetz's part and the Roxy and Shannon getting the rivalry of the year. The bloopers were fantastic. I felt there was a feeling to it that I didn't feel in this last award, and I get it. Like, Christian's not happy with how last year went. I get that feeling. I know that feeling all too well. But I still, quite frankly, like, I know he tried his best, and I know they all tried their best, and I'm not knocking any of the competitors or any of the staff. I just had this feeling like it wasn't as special as it was previously.
Well, one reason for that, and here's another reason after understanding YouTube a little bit more, what Christian was hoping is that and this is me in his head, I might be wrong, but I think he didn't want this award show to be big. I don't think he wanted this to be pushed by YouTube as much. He does not want this past season to be what is pushed to new fans, new players. Like right now, my wife is joining the Schmoedown joining watching and is super excited. But I wouldn't show her this past 2 years because it'd be very difficult for her to really get as excited as someone who started before the past 2 years. So Christian didn't want this one to be pushed because that's not the product he wants people to be pushed to. He wants something new, different. And so I get it. I do. He's looking at the numbers. He's looking at the views. Like, something I encourage all Schmoedown fans to, and this is the diehards like Thomas and Ryan, y'all in the chat, and Ben, like y'all are the diehards. Y'all are gonna be behind it no matter what because you love the show, you love the characters, everything else. But you're not the average fan. You're the diehard. So you're gonna go no matter what. You're gonna be around. Christian is trying to go after those average fans. He's got to get a normal movie audience back on board. And so he's got to dumb it down a bit. He can't have it too sports-like. And I get it. I really do. I hate that you're going to see a lot of the diehards very upset this season. You're going to see a lot of the sports side of it gone. It's just going to be gone because they have to bring it back to the wrestling feel. There will be still trivia sports-wise, but they've got to bring storylines back. They've got to bring character back. They have to do these things. And that's another reason why if you look at Christian's channel, Christian is trying to bring it back to a more personal thing where it's his name and people are going to go to like him, enjoy him and his brand. And then when they start to enjoy what he does, his movie reviews, his trailer reactions, his movie talk, then he can start pushing down the road, pushing the Schmoedown onto these new fans that are finding him just for movie stuff. So,
I guess that, yeah.
it's a lot of analytics.
But shall we get into the? Yeah, there is. And I get it. I do. It's just there was something about it that just didn't feel right to me. But let's not harp on that too much. Let's actually talk about some positives and actually give some shout outs to these amazing competitors that actually earned these awards, and they really did earn them. We had the IG South, the IG Player of the Year went to Mike Kalinowski. Luke, any thoughts there?
Well, let me pull something up real quick so that we can see all of it. One second. Let me pull up. Sorry, this is bad air. Just so we have something to look at.
Open. Sure. So
there we go. We're going to be using this for our show tomorrow as well, but.
So I'll just give my thoughts. Mike definitely earned it. He, for sure, after being in such great.
There we go.
Yeah, cool. He definitely earned that award. I honestly think that's well earned. As he said before, he's faced champions. He went. He only faced champions, as we said on this show last year, and he defended his belt 3 times, which no one has done in the history of the Schmoedown, especially in the Geekdom division. I guess they've done it in teams, but other than that, no one has done that before. Any thoughts, Luke?
This was a given. I know a lot of people were going back and forth on certain players. I will say, do not keep your eyes on Mara next season. I think Mara's going to be coming in hot, especially because she lost one match this year. You got the Smet situation coming up. You got Chandru. I think the Inner Geekdom League next season is going to really heat up. I think it will feel like it used to 2 years ago, especially for what Christian's trying to do, pulling it back to more storylines and trivia together. Watch Inner Geekdom next year. I think Mike deserved it this year. Everything he did incredible. He gets better and better every season. I just, if I were him, I would be careful because things are about to change quickly with these new players coming in. I don't fully know how the streaming movies are going to be affecting Inner Geekdom because now my guess is Zack Snyder's Justice League. I know it can be asked in normal season play, so it probably can be asked during Inner Geekdom matches. And that's a 4-hour heavy movie. And Mike knows it by heart. All the other competitors are going to have to put some time into that movie. And plus everything else.
Plus the Soul being a monster even before this, I'm very excited for the Inner Geekdom division. So then shall we move on to I kind of have it a bit mixed up. Do you have the next award?
No. I did.
Spoilers, yeah.
was the next award?
Next award was,
Yeah,
I think it was
face.
Babyface of the Year. Yes, it was Nikki DiMolanta. Definitely well earned.
Oh yeah.
I even not to stretch to rookie or rivalry or even something like that. But yeah, it was definitely well earned. She is pure babyface on her show, on the Schmoedown as a whole. She was the one that people were excited to watch and to see. Um, like in terms of heels, it's their job to want to have the audience want them to be beaten for a baby face. It's their job to make you want to cheer for them. And Nikki, no one I ever saw give any hate to Nikki. Um, and you can see like she's definitely the baby face to me as well. Luke, any thoughts?
Honestly, this was something that she deserved it. She absolutely did. What she did coming in to face Thomas Harper in the championship, to be so loved by so many competitors, to just put herself out there, and her this being her first year, everyone loves her. She puts herself into just a kindness. I can't wait. I cannot wait for this season to see what she does. I'm so thankful she got this award, and of anyone, showed what a baby face is. There's so many other competitors that were great this year, like Brendan Meyer. I would say he's incredible, but
But
I,
he's with the baby
I'm
face.
super excited. Hey, bring up Ryan's comment because I do have a comment on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Does streaming slice and IG include Hawkeye, Loki, and the Peacemaker, etc.? Do not. The series and TV shows do not count for the streaming slice yet. Only the movies are counting as part of the slices. But I do expect, especially for Star Wars, to see live action series being included to the slices. I see that not this year, but I see it next year coming up.
Okay, now we on that thing. I just want to get your opinion on that. What would you think of that if they added Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett?
I'm not against it. I'm not against it, but you've got to break it down a bit. If I were them, how I would handle it is I wouldn't just say Mandalorian. I would say Mandalorian season 1, Mandalorian season 2, the Book of Boba Fett. I would break them down per season because if you just say Mandalorian, that really is a lot of information. That's more than a movie. That's way more information than what you're getting in a movie. But if you break it down into seasons, then that gives you a lot more room. Plus, that gains some more slices. So I would handle it. We got Book of Boba Fett. I would make that its own slice. I would say Mandalorian season 1, make it a slice. Season 2, make it a slice, and then go that route. So that's a lot of information. If you just say the Mandalorian slice, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Um, I completely agree with you there. Then uh, I think it was the next was Upset,
That's it.
which I believe. Oh no, yes, heel Upset of the Year. Yeah.
Paige or
That went
Brody?
to Fabrici versus Bateman, which again pretty well earned. I personally would have given it to Jim to Damon, but that was an awesome upset too. Uh, I mean Nikki Dimalanta versus Damon, but yeah, she did awesome in this match. She pretty much uh, gave Ben a butt whooping. More than we've seen him get for a long time. And yeah, quite he was shocked even. So it deserved it.
Oh yeah. I think Paige deserved this. We called it on our channel. We did our award show, and we called that Paige would probably win upset of the year. I was able to actually talk to Paige on Friday night. She was on Schmoe Me the Money, and me and Audrey were invited to be on there. And Paige is great. I love Paige. I think she deserved this. I think the setup that she had with going against Bateman, calling Bateman out at the beginning of the season, and no one thought Paige was going to beat Bateman. There was probably a couple, but honestly, most didn't believe it. And Paige played great. She shows her stuff. This is the reason she comes back to next season. If she lost the bin, there'd been a high doubt, there would be doubt in her being in the Schmoedown this year. There just would, because of having to fly her in, everything else, and the fans wouldn't be as on board with her. But they are so on board with her right now. The fact that she really put herself out there, the fact she beat Ben, the fact she brings character to the Schmoedown, she's great. I think this was well deserved, and I can't wait to see what she does next year.
And as Thomas points out, yeah, she called her shot and she pretty much nailed it.
And if she had lost that match, it would have looked so bad on her. Sadly, it would have. It looked really bad on her, but she didn't. She won, and it turned out great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic match. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She knew her stuff, and she's one of the reasons I'm excited for this year's matches. Then heel of the year. That of course went to Chandra. Who else could it be? There's no one else that I don't think. The only other person I would say that would be even close to heel of the year would be maybe Triple R, but yeah, of course it has to be Chandra. He basically, you wanted Mike to kick his butt because of how great a heel he was. He is the Schmoedown heel.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Like Chandru as a heel, he's great. He really he's able to put himself out there like no one ever has. He doesn't care, and that's the best thing about it. He can call you out, he can make fun of you, and he does not care at the end, and that's great. And that's great for him. That's great for the fans, because the fans can talk about how much they hate him, how much go away heat, everything. And they have played his character. Like, if we talk about character and we talk about anything else, this was played to perfection with him for sure. Because at one time, remember, we were having the conversation of, why are you putting Chandru to face Mike in the championship? Everyone was worried. Everyone's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And if they had done it, if he had played Mike in the championship, or they played another match or something, he would have gotten go away heat. But instead, they played it to perfection. Christian knew what he was doing. I think he is the reason why everyone sit back, let Christian do his thing, because this is another reason Christian was able to use Chandru in a beautiful way, and that's why he gets heel of the year. I mean, and that's why next year what they've got for him is going to be great. It's just we've got to stop being fans sometimes and start thinking, okay, what is Christian going through his head right now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to take that hat off, but yeah. So then, then we had manager. Not manager, faction of the year. Yep. That
Look
of course went to things. Of course,
check him out.
Did his acceptance speech in his Tesla. Of course, he did. That's pretty much how he managed last year. But yeah, it was a fantastic. They deserved it. They pretty much came from, as he said, obscurity right to the top. No one thought he would do well. It was only Mattia that said he's going to do well. that was the only person that I heard. Him and Christian were the only people that were saying, watch the exchange. So yeah, thoughts?
This is great. I think they deserved it. I mean, even though they didn't win the faction race, you had all rookies except for two players. No, three players. There's three players that weren't rookies, and they brought them to championships. They got them through the tournaments. He brought them character. I mean, it was incredible. And whatever you can say about Bobby Gucci, he knows how to pick them. He picked a good team, and the faction was a great faction that this past year. Corruption was up there. I can see why people will have wanted corruption, but corruption had all veterans. They weren't really working with some rookies. Finstock was going with as many rookies as he could, and so I think it worked great. I think he hit the dossier almost worked, and that's a testament to that faction. And to me, they deserved it, and they really would. Okay, so there's four. Oh, yep, Barbarian. I was actually forgetting about Barbarian. So there was four.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, were you counting Taylor Robinson as
Yeah, I actually was. I was counting JTE, Roca, and Taylor. I forgot Barbarian. Sorry, Barbarian.
Wow, okay, cool. But I kind of agree with Thomas. Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking about, but it was still hilarious.
Oh, if you want to talk about crazy, I was on which show was it? I think it was it Spin from the maybe it was Schmoe Me the Real, I think. I don't even remember which show it was, but I was on, and shout out to Schmoe Me the Money, Spin from the Real, Schmoe Me the Real. If y'all have not subscribed to those channels, they are incredible. I love them, and I like supporting them and shouting them out as much as I can. But Gucci pops on, and I'm on the show with Gucci. And if you want to listen to the most craziest conversation I think I've ever been a part of, Gucci is not character. Gucci is Gucci, and there is no one else like Gucci. So let's move on to the next category.
That is very true. No one can beat Gucci. The next one was, I guess, Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. Perfect. Star Wars Player of the Year, of course, Major Thomas Papa. Personally, Jim Malanta was my pick for Star Wars Player of the Year. We had our Schmoe Awards at the end of last year, but Thomas is well deserving. He beat Jim Malanta, who beat the champion, the unbeatable. He beat Nikki at Spectacular, and he's probably going to become one of the biggest characters we'll see in the Star Wars division. Luke?
I called this one. I called this one early on our show. We actually awarded this one based off our votes, and I kind of assumed Thomas would win. What hurts Andrew, and I actually love Andrew. I think he did incredible this year. He was so close, but when Thomas beat Andrew, that hurt. And that hurt bad. He beat him. Did he beat Andrew?
He did, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The thing that put Andrew above Thomas for me was the fact that, like, no one saw Andrew beating Damon for that
True.
title. The only person I ever heard was Teresa, because she loves Jim Malanta, and she picked him to win that match, and no one that I saw was saying Jim Malanta is going to be Damon. Jim Malanta is going to be Damon. No one.
True.
Then he beat him twice. No one's even beat him once on one-on-one combat. Twice. And it was fantastic matches, both of them.
But if you look at it though, Thomas beat Andrew, and then he beat Nikki, who both beat Dan or beat Alex this season.
Alex.
I mean
Yeah.
it was all in Thomas's favor. I do believe he deserved this because he
Yeah.
beat the champion, the ones who beat Alex. I mean, it's hard to say anything when he already beat both of those players. So I had to give this to Thomas. He deserved it because I mean he still got the championship. He still got the belt. I mean, it's hard to go Alex when he doesn't have a belt.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. Uh, but I mean, like last year, it was uh, Ace Cabrera that got it. He didn't have the belt, but I get it. Um, but yeah, he definitely deserves it. Don't get me wrong. He deserves it. Just wasn't my pick, but I'm glad he got it. So shall we move on to the uh, the Yodi Award, um, which of course went to John the Outlaw Roker. Um, it was a great speech. Kind of talked about everyone that motivated him. Spoke about his him being Latino, and it was a fantastic, well deserved. Um, and once again, thank you, Roka. The promo before he got that award was about the closest I got to tearing up. So that was a fantastic promo.
To me, Roka, I'm so thankful for Roka. I think I mean, of course, he deserved the Rio award with everything he has done. We were able to right after the Schmoe, like after the championship, being able to talk to Roka and interview him was incredible. I cannot praise him enough. I'm so thankful that he listened. He was so kind enough to let us interview him. He was so open and honest with us. He really put himself out there, and he deserved it. I hate to see him go as a player. I see him coming back in some form or fashion. Maybe not this year, but I see him coming back in some way or another. I think what he's doing, retiring, is probably the smart move. In the past few years, he's had some really rough matches. The game is changing. New players are coming around, and he's doing great things with his own channel. Like, I mean, his channel's growing like crazy. It's doing incredible. The trailer reactions are doing great. I I got to respect the game, and I respect him. I respect what he's doing. I mean, I would not be shocked if within the next 2 to 3 years you didn't hear something called a Roca movie trivia, or the Outlaw trivia, or something like that. I could see him creating his own league to rival the Schmoedown, because he wants to create something in his image, something that can rival the Schmoedown, which could be good, could be bad, don't know, but I would not be shocked if you saw something down the line, because Roca is creating something on his own channel. It's starting to rival Christian's channel. He's still got like 10. I think Christian's got about 10,000 subscribers ahead of him. But if Roca wanted to, he could really start building an empire up, and I could see it. I could see him doing his own type of trivia thing, something that he wants to do, something that he enjoys, and we might see that in the future.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It could be like the AEW to the Schmoedown WWE. It could be that. What did Thomas say?
Yeah.
There's already a league of its own on his channel.
Yeah.
Hey,
So if he starts making it public, he starts really pushing that out, trying to make Think of him as a commissioner saying, "Come out, join the Outlaws. We're starting something new." And if he pushes that, there will be blood in the water. But it would be interesting to see what happens.
For sure, for sure. So then, shall we move on to the comeback player of the year,
Yep.
which went to uh oh wait, oh,
Janine the
I'm going
Machine.
for example. Uh, Janine the Machine, well deserved, amazing. Her first Schmoedown award, as she said, and let me just say, not undeserving uh having one before this year. Um, she probably should have had entrance at the very least. Um, but she is an amazing competitor. Um, Probably one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see what she does this year. Um, well deserved. She would have been my pick as well.
I picked her. That was who my pick was. Also, we called it on our channel as well. We called about half of the awards this year, which was kind of fun to do. But
We could,
I, she did great. I mean, she did absolutely great. Janine is an incredible competitor. She is a great showman. I cannot wait to see her in studios. Can't wait to start seeing her in wearing costumes again. I miss the costumes. I miss costumes and the outfits and the showmanship of the Schmoedown. That really gave it a lot. I think Christian needs to be careful because I think he pushes back on all of this stuff, but I think that helps. That helps his showman part of the show. I think he needs
mm,
to keep letting competitors dress up, have costumes, do their own style. Because when you do that, it really makes people fall in love with them. Like Janine. When I think of Janine, I think of her in her with the robot arm, and just the costume she would do, and she's so good. I cannot wait to see what she does. I hope she wins the title this year. She really deserves it, but she's got to play good. She has got to. But can't wait till the next time we see her.
I'm sure she'll play just as well, and quite frankly, uh, we'll see some amazing performances out of her, especially if she has people behind her like she's had this year. And then, shall we move on to the singles player of the year,
Oh,
which was, of course,
Marisol McKee.
Marinko McKee, which was, of course, deserved. If anyone says she had an easy path to the title, they are insane. I'm sorry, she had to beat Janine the Machine. She had to beat, yes, Kevin Smith, but he put up a hell of a fight. Um, she had to beat Ethan Irwin uh, and Chance Ellison, who everyone thought would beat her, and she kicked butt all the way through. She's won her. She's, I think, beaten all her championship. Uh, Won all her championship matches on a three-pointer. That's how well she's been doing. Well deserved.
I agree. I think Marisol, for one thing, I think Christian might be counting his prayers and super excited because Marisol is exactly what the Schmoedown needs. She is an incredible woman. She has such a knowledge in the sport. She is starting to get really good on the mic. She's wanting to get better. She's always pushing herself to get better. She's putting herself out there. People enjoy watching her and listening to her, and they are going to push her name like crazy, and she deserves it so much. So winning singles player of the year, great. She deserved it, and I can't wait to see what she does this next season. Thomas brings up, will her first defense this year against Paul Yama?
That would be
Maybe.
fantastic. That would be a dream come true for me.
I think it will. I do. I think you're probably going to see that match in April. You're going to have March is going to be the Smasher versus Chandru. That'll be your March big match. And then that match will probably be your April. So I'm excited to see it. It should be fun.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of this was how I felt about you. Yeah, for sure, she's well deserving. There's the other thing. I can't wait for her to have 5 defenses of this stuff. I can just see it happening.
Thomas brings. Go ahead and pull up. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so that's
at the
February.
end of February. Yeah.
Okay, so this match is in March. You'll see this match in March.
This is going to be exciting. We'll probably see that. We'll probably see the other match before April, because I think April will be the free for all.
Yeah, so you'll see the Marisol versus Paul Yama probably the end of March. I will say something I'm realizing as we're talking about this. Wow, going down to 2 matches a week is such a change.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna
be a bit of a, but yeah, kind of like a downer. But hey, it at least I think it might be for the best. In fact, I don't think it might be. I think it will be for the best. You don't want people
I think it will, but I think I wouldn't have done 2 matches. I would do 3. I would have done 3 a week. So you have a singles, a teams, and then either an Inner Geekdom or Star Wars. So then that really gives all the different leagues room to breathe. You give Inner Geekdom Star Wars on like a Tuesday, so you switch them up every other week. That gets people into more of a schedule. You'll have a singles at least every Friday, and on Thursday you would have a teams. You do that. That gives enough players play time. It gives each league their time to shine. Also, it lessens confusion, because you're going to be so confused when the next teams match, when the next Inner Geekdom match, when the next Star Wars match. You're always going to have a singles match, but those 3 other divisions are going to be sharing Tuesday. That's not a wise thing to be sharing 3 leagues on one day. That's going to be tight. You're going to start forgetting Inner Geekdom Star Wars players, because they're really going to put an emphasis on teams, because they really want to push teams and singles, but those other 2 divisions aren't going to feel as loved in a way, because it's going to be a while, because they've got to focus on the other 2.
That is a good point you bring up, because I think the Inner Geekdom and Star Wars were pretty much, in my opinion, what saved the Schmoedown during the pandemic era. Like Star Wars was the test of the tournament. That first Star Wars tournament, that was the test of how they were going to do it digitally. Last year, the Star Wars was the most hotly contested division, in my opinion, and I can't wait. You've changed my mind again, Luke. But yes, I completely agree with you. That's gonna be a heck of a thing to have all 3 leagues on one day.
And maybe Christian might realize that as time goes on. I know if on any show I'm on, I'm going to mention it, because I really want to see the Schmoedown do incredible this year. At three matches a week is still pretty tough on people. Not going to lie. I get why they want to do 2, but you still want to push these leagues out. I do feel, and this is what's happened with the faction system, and it's not and I'm not blaming the faction system. This is just what happened. you should keep each division separate. The storylines need to stay within each division. So if I'm a new fan and I just want to watch, I don't care about the Geekdom movies. I don't care about Star Wars. I could just watch the singles matches and understand all the storylines going on. That's all I have to watch. I'm good. Keep that with Inner Geekdom. Keep that with Star Wars, keep that with teams, keep that with singles. Even if you do like singles and teams, put their storylines together too. That's fine because they're the same players. That's fine. But break up your Inner Geekdom and your Star Wars storylines separated per league. Because the faction, when you do faction, it's like, oh, I have to keep up with all the leagues. And for super fans, yeah, that's great. We're gonna do that anyway. But if you're wanting to get new fans, you want them to understand what's going on in each of the storylines and keep having storylines where, oh, Dan Murrell pops up in a storyline at the end of an Inner Geekdom match. It's like, well, I didn't watch Inner Geekdom to see anything about singles.
That's a fair point. So shall we get back to it? The next one was the moments of the year, which was Schmoedown TV.
I had to take this picture.
That was perfect. Chandru kind of feeling the moment. Fantastic. I think these two are going to be what Inner Geekdom looks like going forward. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be knockdown, blow up, fight here, there, and everywhere. So,
I'm super excited. I think Smets deserved this because I think everyone almost basically were crying seeing him come back. He has fought so hard to be back. Let's go ahead since we're here, and this is kind of covering one of the segments you had. Let's go ahead and talk about the match that these two have coming up.
For sure. Early thoughts of that. Let's kind of talk about it right now. I'm really excited for it.
Oh yeah, I think these two are going to be great. I think Smets coming back with that fire, with that anger, and Chandru has figured out his character. He's figured out who he is as a person, as a character, and both of these men coming at each other is gonna be incredible. You're gonna have Chandru being a jerk, calling people out, calling Smets out like crazy, and Smets is just gonna take it in. You're gonna see him get angry. You're gonna see him breathing heavy. And remember, when Smets first came in, he was a heel. He came in a heel. But what's so funny is you could never see Smets as a heel ever again. He is now, he's not a baby face, but more of a tweener. Like he is no longer at heel. That you can't make him heel, and I wouldn't. I just wouldn't with all the love and support they have for Smets now, and everyone has. You like don't make him a heel. Like just leave that alone. Don't even think about it. Maybe years down the road if you want to bring it back. But honestly, with everything going on, he is the most heroic story you have. You have a guy who's coming back after beating cancer. And I mean, you rally around him. That's why you've got him as the first match. It's worth it. I get it.
For sure. So, yeah, I mean, like, well, Leo has a good point here. People underestimated Mara, and she kicked Chandru's butt. Do you think Smith could pull off the same?
I think Smets can come in and win. I think Smets has not stopped studying. I think with how people are talking, and I don't know anything specific, not fully, but from everything I'm hearing behind the scenes, Smets has been preparing a lot, and he's ready.
No,
And
I don't doubt it.
And here's the thing too. If you look at Chandra's last few matches, people were able to get under his skin. I mean, look at that Mike match. Mike really messed with Chandra that match. I mean, really, really did. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm excited to see.
For sure. For sure. I still have Chandra winning, but just that's just a bit of early doors at the moment. But yeah,
I got Smets because if you look at Smets, and this is a live match, this is not online. Smets has only lost to Chandru online. Smets feeds off the crowd. He feeds off people around him. He likes to be pumped up. He likes to have Kaiser in his corner. He likes the people around him to support him, to encourage him. And he did not have that in their last match when they were online. Now that they're in person, dude, that match is going to be so hot. I cannot wait.
Fantastic. You bring up a fair point with Kaiser in his corner. Who do you think Parker goes with then?
Parker goes Wit. Parker goes Wit. I see it. I think Parker will end up going Wit.
Yeah, that's fair. I personally would have preferred Mara with Wit, but Parker fits too.
Well, if you think about it, though, I think Mara's gonna go managerless this season. I think she's gonna be a rogue agent like Chandru. I think Mara's gonna go out on her own. I think Dan will as well. I think Dan and Mara are both gonna go on their own rogue agents. I think they're gonna be offered the moon from all these other managers. But now that managers can only have 5 competitors, that really lessens them from who they can pick up. And something I think factions are going to have to look at this year is we can't worry about friendships. We got to worry about wins. That's why the Den getting rid of all of their competitors. Actually, I could see Mara with Kate.
Oh yeah, that could work. That could work. Although Mara comes across more as a baby face, and I think should have to do a bit of work for that. But yeah, I kind of agree with Ryan here. It's a bit confusing with how they're going to work and so on. But are they going to have a show that factions pick who the 5 are? I don't think that's the case. From what it sounds like, we'll have little snippets on Twitter, little snippets of videos here where, like, the Den will say they got Parker as their, for an example, they'll say the case dropped at Parker and so on. Or at least that's what it sounds like to me.
Yep. I like what Thomas said. I assume that was probably correct. Mara said she didn't like being on a faction, want to go rogue, but she will still be on close relationship with her former faction mates. Yeah, I assume that. I could see Mara rogue because she likes that kind of character. She likes doing that. I will say, and Ryan brought up something where he's like, I'm still confused with the factions going into this year. Everyone is. No one knows. No one knows what's going on right now. And if I were Christian, I would be putting as much effort and time into building videos and content to recreate the Schmoedown, basically. Instead of just like, oh, it's a reboot. No, you have to actually educate new audiences. What is the Schmoedown? How to get into it. I was talking to my wife, and she's starting to get into it this year. And when I was talking to her and trying to encourage her to get into it, I'm thinking, I don't know how to get her on board. I don't know how to start. I don't know what do I need to get her to do this season? What her matches, what videos need to be watched. And there are matches to point her to and stuff like that. But and she watched Spectacular, so she's seen the matches and everything else. But there's a lot that's going into the season that no one really knows what's happening. And it's reboot. So what I would do, I would break everything down. I would say I would have new factions. I would have, or not new factions, but I would have new players on these factions. I would break everything down, dumb it down so that I'd send out videos saying, here's the Schmoedown, here's the history, here's the point system, here is what this season's going to look like. People need clarity, and I think that has been an issue the past couple years. Was the focus was basically trying to just keep the Schmoedown around. So it was keeping those fans that are going to watch in general, keeping them happy. And I think if you're wanting to garner new fans, there is not a great jumping on point for these fans. Not yet. Not for them to understand what is this thing? Why do I want to watch it? Why do I even care? Why do I like these people? And you don't have this season, and I think he's working on this too. You don't have as many well-known names. Like Chandru is great. Like Schmoedown fans, we know Chandru. We love Chandru. Smets, we know Smets. We love Smets. No one outside of the Schmoedown knows these two guys. We're excited for these matches, but they're not like going to watch a Kevin Smith match where everyone knows who Kevin Smith is. Christian's got to educate everyone. If he's going to reboot fully, he needs to educate.
I gotta be honest with you. Celebrity matches are my most hated matches. Like, I was going through the because like I'm a newer fan, right? I only came in season 7, and I know everyone's like, oh, season 7, so crap, blah blah blah, especially Christian nowadays. But yeah, I came in during that tournament, that singles tournament. I loved every second of it. And I went back and I rewatched everything up to about the beginning of season 4. And I forget my point, but yeah, quite frankly, yeah, not, as you say, there is no jumping on point. There needs to be, but celebrity matches are always skipped unless it's the Brittany Young match.
Well, I mean, you've got to look at it as a product, and he's got to get new eyes on the product. And those celebrity matches, they can share the matches on their social medias. They can push their influence out there, and it gets new fans on. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm not the biggest fan of celebrity, but we're not the audience. We're not what matters. What matters is gaining new audiences, trying to get them on board. You're a special case.
So don't you think by doing that, you could lose some of your old audience?
They don't care. I mean, seriously, they don't care. They're either going to gain us or lose us. And you can lose 5 or 6 and gain 1,000, or keep the 5 and lose 1,000. You got to look at it as a business, and that's what Christian's doing.
I was my 5.
I know you would keep the 5, but with learning the game, starting to understand YouTube a lot better, understanding how to grow this product, he's got to look at the grand scale, or it dies. Because that's the thing too. If he keeps the 5, he no longer has a product. The Schmoedown ends. It's done, because it's a losing money. It will lose money in the long run if he doesn't start gaining the 1,000. Us fans can complain all day long. We can complain all day, but if it starts gaining the Schmoedown money, then we need to shut up and let the process work, because that's what's going to happen. Either it dies and we no longer have this to talk about, or we encourage it. We say we might not like this or that, but we have to let it grow. It's got
I'll put my mouth. I'll shut up about it and throw away the key.
Thank you, Thomas. I mean, the Schmoedown has to grow, and it's at a very. I get where Christian's coming from. I get it. That's why, like, when a lot of people are upset with him, I'm just like, I get it. He has to do things to make things grow. Like on our channel, We added trailer reactions and movie reviews and all this other stuff because we had to grow. Our Schmoedown content doesn't gain us views. It just doesn't. We've been so thankful for the people like Ryan and Leo who pop in every single week, and we are so thankful. Honestly, everyone who pops on our channel, we are so thankful. We love you all so much. But that's not our bread and butter. That's not the thing that's going to gain audiences. It's just not. It's something we already knew and we already had to calculate. And that's what Christian's having to do now is how do I make this a marketable product?
Fair enough. We should move on there. Rookie of the Year went to Griffey New, which was well earned again.
Yeah, this one bothered me a little bit.
Really?
Not the win. I think Griffey deserved Rookie of the Year. I do think that. I think he deserved a little bit more than Thomas. I think Thomas deserved Star Wars. I get why Griffey got Rookie. What bothered me here was Griffey should have recorded something. It took a couple minutes. This looked bad. This looked bad on him. I think it looks bad on the whole product. When Griffey, who is one of your biggest names right now, didn't even come in. And I think that really bothered a lot of people.
So you see, this brings up a point for me, because if you have celebrities, especially competing for your championship, they're going to be busy with their own lives and their own stuff. So they're not going to have the time to come in and do a 2-minute speech, what. They're not going to have the time to compete for your city.
Well, all right. Leo brought up Noon was very busy, and I get that. I do. Everyone is busy, and I know with everything he's got, I get it. But at the same time, I don't think I would have had Gucci accept it. I think what I would have done is had a picture up of Griffin, had a written out message or something quick, him thanking everyone, and I would have done it a little different, just so that it shows that Griffin actually cares about this match and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you saying what I basically did for the last hour. But yeah. But yes, look, I get it. He was busy. I kind of felt, yeah, I agree. But the whole clip system felt off for me anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, my earphones are dying, so we better carry on.
Okay. All right.
Then the manager of the year went to Shannon. Which was well in top of the blog.
We kind of talked about this one. We could probably move past this one because we've kind of addressed this one.
Then match of the year was Dimalanta versus Damon. My favorite match.
Hey, is that your? I think your AirPods are starting to die.
They are. Is it coming through?
Yeah, it's coming through.
Okay, let me switch them off.
Okay. I think. Yeah, Leo was asking, and Thomas mentioned it as well.
Yeah. Sorry. They are dying. They think have a lot of time. I thought only I could hear them. Let me switch them off.
No, I should have mentioned to it earlier. I thought it was something else, but you're good. No problem. Things happen. Now I can't hear you. There we go.
I was on mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. Awesome. We'll keep going.
Awesome.
Dimalanta versus Damon.
So this was well earned. My favorite match of all time. Andrew's speech was very emotional, very true when he said that it was early in the year and a lot of matches early in the year get forgotten. Thoughts?
I think this is deserved. I think both of these guys deserve this. They played incredible. I think Damon's going to come back next season. It's going to be scary. I can't wait. It'll be great. I think that's all we can really say on this one is it can't wait till they play again.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, what's the next one?
Interesting. So there was distortion caused by my earphones. I didn't realize that. Okay. So then the next one was let's see. Player of the year. Oh no. It was we'll do the both of them together. I think it was the podcast of the year and Schmoedown media of the year.
Let's do podcast first because I think podcast will be a little bit quicker, and then media will do.
That went to the Schmoedown rundown. I mean, kind of obviously.
This is great. Pull up Leo's comment at the bottom. Shout out to Steph Sabral. I think this is great that she's joining the rundown. Adding a woman to any show is incredible. That's one reason why we added Audrey to our show. Congrats, Schmoedown Rundown. Cannot wait till you do see what you do next year.
Fair enough. Then we had the media of the year, which was a certain point of view, perfectly earned. Probably one of my favorites, other than the Galaxy Geeks. Definitely the one that got me into Schmoedown after shows. So yeah. And we got Brian here to cheer them on.
Oh yeah. First off, the certain point of view absolutely deserve this. They are incredible. The hosts are great. We have loved connecting with them. I absolutely love a certain point of view, and I think they deserved it. I think they did. I can't wait to beat them next year. Just saying, they better watch out. I cannot say how thankful I am for them. Also, I just wanted to shout out Brian Nussbaum. I was talking about Leo and Ryan earlier, but Brian, thank you for always just being the best person, just who jumps in the comments, who is encouraging, and I just think you're the best. And just so you know, last Friday, I think I said something that I might have been like me calling you out, and I didn't mean to. So I love you, Brian, and I just wanted to shout that out because Brian is one of the best people in this place. And yes, Thomas and Molly is not a special guest. That was so bad. That was so bad. But no, they deserved it. Because I look at views, and if you look at the view count for a certain point of view, they outnumber every single other show. Put every other show's numbers together, and that's certain point of view. I mean, it just is.
Yeah.
And they do a great job each week. People love them. They have such a likability. They are loved by so many, and they deserve it. I mean, and the fact Brian is so encouraged, like so excited about them, that proves how good of a team they are. And they are what our show really strives ourselves to be like. We really do. We strive ourselves to be just as good or better than a certain point of view. They have the best team, and I just wanted to put a special shout out to them because they are the best.
For sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, I would say, the only other so we left out the teams by mistake. That was on me.
Okay.
Teams, of course, went to Shazam.
All right. There we go.
Shazam!
One of my favorite teams. One of the best. Oh, they deserve this.
And I especially loved Bibbs saying Christian finally put us in the top 20. I loved it. little dig. But yeah, they definitely deserve Team of the Year. They were champions. They earned the championship in kind of the beginning of the year and held it throughout. Beat some amazing teams to do it. They basically stopped their curse in its tracks. So they are the best team, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think it's a given. They won spectacular. They did it great. I mean, that's all we can really say. This was more of a given, and I'm so excited for them. They're my favorite team. They're my two favorite people. Brendan Meyer, I have such a bias for because I think he's incredible. So, all right, let's move on forward.
Cool. And I think that's it for the awards.
Nope.
Unless I'm missing something.
We didn't talk about feud of the year.
Ah, yes, Feud of the Year. Kalinowski versus Dandapani, which was awesome to see. Dandapani was, of course, his normal self, giving himself the praise, and Mike was doing his best to be all, yeah, you can be all cocky if you like.
I agree with Leo in the comments.
Yep.
I think, and I get why this, but that was the biggest upset for wins. I kind of agree half. This is my thoughts on it. I think for feud of the year for the Schmoedown itself, if you were only watching the Schmoedown only, and you're not watching any after show, this makes sense. Because if you're not watching the after shows, if you're not watching everything else, you're not on Twitter, then these two are the story they created on the Schmoedown. Gold Leader versus Harper was created outside the Schmoedown. It was on after shows. It was on Twitter. It was incredible. And the super fans knew exactly the feud, and that was those two. But if you're only watching the Schmoedown, if you really look at it, Gold Leader and Harper only played once earlier in the season, and it was online. It wasn't as hyped and everything else. If you weren't watching everything else, if you're watching everything else, it's Harper Gold Leader easy because they build off each other, they work off each other, they call each other out all the time. They are the best feud. I love watching them, but that's because I watch everything else, not because I watch not because I just watched Schmoedown.
Fair. And that I think was it.
Nope.
Seriously, am I missing something else?
Player of the year.
I thought we got that. Sorry.
Nope,
That
we
was
did
on
singles
me.
of player of the year.
Yeah, sorry. I was more distracted by this when we were about to go on to yeah. Yeah, player of the year. I personally, as we've said on our show, it was we gave that to Mike, but Marisol for sure deserved it as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Marisol was incredible this year, and she's scary, and not just looking at gameplay, but looking at character work that she did this year. Looking at the fact the walls she broke, the way that she really changed the game. Marisol deserved it. I cannot wait to see what she does this year, and can't do anything else but say she was incredible.
Fair enough. She for sure deserved it. I think at this point that is the end. We can
That's
move on to any predictions for season 9? Any out there thoughts, predictions?
Oh, did we? No, we talked about manager of the year. It was Shannon. We kind of rushed through it, but we did talk about it quickly because I think we were trying to figure timing. But yes, Shannon Barney was manager of the year. She absolutely deserved it. She did an incredible job. But I think we had done that a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
I think
we sort of touched on it before, but yeah, we did talk about it. Any early predictions for season 9?
This is tough. There's not. I don't have much. I really don't. Current champion will lose their belt first. Ooh, that is interesting. If I'm gonna say any champion who could lose the belt first, I think it might be Mike. I think my Inner Geekdom is so unpredictable. And you bringing in Smets, you're bringing in Chandra with a fire, you're bringing in Mara. These players who, honestly, a lot of them didn't get to play at the end of the season. Chandra did, but Parker took Mara's spot in the tournament, so you didn't get to see Mara. Mara's hungry, and I don't want to play Mara. Mara is incredible. And so Mara playing Mike again is a match, and him going against Smets is a match. I think it'll probably be Mike losing his belt. If anyone, either Mike will or Shazam. I see those two.
Yeah, that's fair. I personally think Thomas Hopper, if they have an early Star Wars match, I think Andrew is coming for that belt. I think he's gonna get it back. I think that's probably my feud of the year. The
I think it'll be
Demolantes versus Hopper.
Yeah. I'm curious. There's a lot going into this year. It's hard to say fully what this year's going to look like because Christian is changing everything up, and we need to get some clarity on what's happening. I think that's my biggest prediction. I'm predicting that Christian is going to have to explain stuff. I think. Also, I think Leo posted the Schmoe is undone and Guy gets his memories back. I think the Schmoe is never coming back, and we're not hearing anything about that ever again.
Please don't.
I think that storyline is done. I think that is done.
I hate that if that's going to be the case, I will be so mad.
Oh, I think it is done. Like
that's such a waste of potential, though. Okay.
Your problem is this is reboot. You
have
to reboot storylines. You got to reboot everything, and that storyline, it's done. It really is. A lot of people, your average fans, have forgotten about it. They don't know where it went. They don't know what's going on with it. And honestly, I think it's done. If it comes back, yay! But I don't think it's coming back. I think that one's a done deal.
Fine, whatever.
You're so salty on that one, aren't you?
I am. That's gonna probably be my last straw because that's the one where I had so many theories going in. I had you could have had story in digital that could have gone through, but whatever. Fine. I'm gonna move past it.
I agree. I think Brian's correct. Maybe not Mance because I don't think they're gonna put. I don't think Mance is. I don't know. Maybe Mance could come back, especially for. I can see him coming back for like a. Oh, okay. Here's something that it's more of a want than a prediction. I think the Schmoedown needs to fill out their Patreon a little bit more. I think this season they've got to add value to the Patreon.
For sure. Beyond just you get early matches.
Yeah, because your problem with that is you get an early match, I think, on Mondays, but you can't talk about it till the match is released anyway. So it was almost pointless because, especially as an after show, we watched the match, but we couldn't talk about it because we needed to wait till everyone else had watched it. So it was almost pointless for us to even have it early. And I think they just got to make more value. I know that you get a pay-per-view each month, but the problem is people who have been a part of it were getting 2 to 3 pay-per-views almost every month. And there's the value for the Patreon this season went down, but they just gotta they've got to put more value. They've got to put more exhibitions out there. They've got to put more behind the scenes stuff. They just got to make it more worth it. And if they make it more worth it, I think more people are going to get on board with Patreon. I just right now, there's not a great reason to be a part of the Patreon other than the one match a month of pay-per-view.
Yeah. And another prediction: Team Action comes back together. That's a hell of a prediction.
Here's another prediction, and this is a bad one, but I think people are going to be very upset if this happened. But I think they should. I think they should to fill out the Patreon. I think they need to make the FCL a Patreon exclusive.
Seriously?
I think they should. I think they should make the FCL Patreon exclusive. They're trying to get away from Twitch. You want to get more eyes on FCL, and if your diehards are getting it on Patreon, they're more likely to watch it. They're less likely to watch it on their own, but if they see it on Patreon, they're more likely to watch it. So if you create,
I have a question. Why are they trying to move away from Twitch?
It's not getting the views. Twitch is harder. You can't get Twitch is hard to push people out on. It's hard to create an audience because I just joined Twitch. I've started playing Pokemon on there, and that's such a fun game. But it's so hard on Twitch to grow an audience. You have to do other things to grow an audience, and so Twitch is not as easily done as it would easily. It's hard to market things for Twitch, especially with what they're doing. They're doing a trivia show for Twitch, which really works better on YouTube. But I think what Christian was afraid of is if you have a FCL on YouTube with the Schmoedown, it was going to be pushing both, and it was going to hurt the Schmoedown in the long run. So that's why I say, and Ryan, I don't disagree fully. The fear is to bury the FCL, but I don't think it would bury it because you're gonna have more people on Patreon. If the diehards are what's gonna watch the FCL. I mean, just is. Yeah, that's who's watching the FCL.
My only thing with that is that the FCL is supposed to be those people the people that are on the FCL come through and they become your next competitors, like the spoiler was supposed to be last year. If that's how they're going to be carrying it on this year, then you don't want it to be a Patreon exclusive, because then when you bring the people onto the show, you have a tenth of your audience going, yeah, this guy's in. The other people are going, who's this dude?
But that's what's happening in general with your fan leagues. You have to make people love this character outside of the FCL, outside of the fan leagues. They had to do that with Smets. They had to do that with Robert Parker. They had to do that with every competitor.
But the FCL is not fan driven. It's the Schmoedown.
But what they're creating the FCL to be is their online trivia league. It's the Schmoedown's online version. And so
this has come right at the end.
Hi. Sorry, Ben. I had some unexpected things.
Don't worry.
You just got in on the controversial conversation.
Oh, how nice.
I was talking about how I believe that to make the Patreon more worth it, I would move the FCL to the Patreon as a Patreon exclusive.
Wait, SCN?
FCL.
Oh, FCL. Yeah, I get it. I also wasn't very satisfied with. I expected more when Christian said like Patreon will be much more worth it for the people this year. I don't see it.
Not really.
I just see that the Patreon is more expensive. I'll be honest. It is worth it. it is worth to people who want to be like Schmoedown competitors, and are in America, because now they can have like coaching sessions and one-on-one coaching sessions,
They were
and
doing that anyway. I
yeah, but
mean,
I understand that like that way, but uh, nothing changed. To be fair, nothing changed. Just some tiers were deleted. Like the lowest tier, I think $1 and $2 are gone, and $10 patron is no more. So now it's 12 for the exactly same like benefits. And it is nice that for the people who supported the show before, they kept it 10, uh, and I applaud them for that. But yeah, I'm not satisfied. I expected more for the
well, I
patron.
mean,
To
if
be
you
fair,
look at it, we actually lost value in being a $10 Patreon than last year, because last year we were getting multiple pay-per-views a month. We were getting more matches weekly. The value dropped this
yeah,
from it, but that's why I say they've got to do something to make it more valuable. And adding the FCL to that $10 Patreon will make things a little bit easier, because I'm afraid FCL can't be on YouTube because it's going to hurt the Schmoedown numbers, because how YouTube works is certain things are pushed out, and if you're confusing your audience with having the FCL and the movie trivia Schmoedown, you're confusing your audience. You're going to confuse people on what do I watch, what's important, what's not important.
the algorithm looks that algorithm is actually trying and looking at what type of video are you making, and your videos should always be the similar length.
Yeah.
Because if algorithm sees that one type of theme of video is only pushing the views, they will promote only that type of video, and every other type of video will be buried in the algorithm. I also took some time and actually analyzed the algorithm. So
It matters. It matters a lot, and that's what Christian has done. I mean, that's why he's making all the changes, because I think he's starting to he understood a lot, but I don't know, Ryan. I kind of disagree. I don't think you're going to actually grow your fan base when you add the FCL to your YouTube channel. It just confuses more people, and they're more likely to hit the unsubscribe button.
yeah, I think that the bigger problem is that it will be confusing to the algorithm. All the shows that are not Schmoedown will also be confusing for the algorithm, unfortunately, and that's true. Like, unfortunately, YouTube is working today that you have to have one type of video with similar length if you want to be successful.
You're not wrong. That there's a reason why I almost have an anxiety attack every time I release a Schmoedown video recently, because half the time we'll lose subscribers because we've released a Schmoedown video versus one of our reaction videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just time is going quickly, so we'll just quickly touch on what the future of Euroschmo is.
Yay.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't, but just want to. You can maybe give us a bit of pointers and so on. So, we are going to be doing a show where we just talk nonsense. We'll have guests on like Luke or someone from the Schmoedown if we can get them. We're going to be calling it Eurobar, I think.
It is Europub.
Europub.
Yeah.
And we just have people coming in, not talking Schmoedown, talking.
It will be like life, screwing around, like just having fun, crazy stories, and stuff like that, with alcohol
talking
involved.
stuff from your past,
So
or talking about games you like, or in anything and everything goes. as it does in a pub. We'll maybe even play some games together. We'll see.
I'm good with that.
We also we want to be doing more reactions to the Schmoedown. I want to be doing more reactions to the Schmoedown. I enjoyed a lot of that. And then we are. What was the other thing I was going to bring up?
We are going to do a debate show when you
Yes.
have to get only 3 to 5 movies, depending on how big the library is. Every other movie is gone from the existence, and you can keep only 3, and then you like say why you think that 3 movies should be kept in the existence from all the others. For the example, the team can be, you can keep, for example, 3 or 5 Marvel movies, and you must destroy every other Marvel movie, and now you have to took into account that if you keep Avengers, then you have to keep the other movies that Avengers make sense, because you cannot keep Avengers and destroy the movies that are necessary for Avengers to work. So yeah, that will be a little like debate show, and yeah, we are going to do more stuff than just Schmoedown this year. Uh, because as we all know, Schmoedown is turning down a little the volume of the content, and we realize that we want to talk about like movies and stuff in general, just like a hangout system. This will be more like, guys, that's the channel when you can just come and hang out with like people and friends and the community that will, I think, be realized and grow. And yeah, that's like the main path to the channel that we want to take, that like the community channel, when we can just like hang out and talk and give our opinions freely, and yeah.
Also, speaking of growing the show, we are changing how we do predictions, because we realized that predictions, how we were doing it last year, was a bit boring for the audience. It was exciting for us, but a bit boring for the audience. So we are going to be predicting the matches still, but at the end of each major event, so free for all, collision, and spectacular, we will tally up the winners, and the overall loser has to do a punishment chosen by the winners, whether that's doing a scene from a movie, doing singing a song karaoke style, or in anything the winners choose. As my name suggests, Matt is a monster, so he will pick something horrible, but it will be decided by the rest of the winners.
Nice.
Yep. And I think that's it.
I just from listening to that, I think it sounds great. I think it's such a smart idea that y'all are doing that. I think y'all are right. The Schmoedown is changing up this year, so we all need to change with it. Y'all having new shows, making it more interactive, making it more of a hangout. I think that's great. I think that's incredible. I think that'll help your channel as the years go on. My only input, and you can take it, leave it, whatever y'all think. This is just my input. I think I might change the name of the channel to not Euro Schmoe, just due to you want to create a new audience and you are wanting to do things other than Schmoedown. And so if y'all had maybe a new name, like maybe like the European Movie Crew or something like that. But just y'all don't have to do anything on that. I like the name Euro Schmoe. You could actually keep that as your Schmoedown name. This is the Euro Schmoe show, but that just all thoughts. That's my only thought on it, just to get yourselves out there to new audiences, because I'm excited for y'all. I want to see y'all grow. I want to see y'all do incredible, and all these channels are growing. Schmoedown after shows growing and doing different just helps everyone. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, Luke, I must say I like your new background.
Thank you.
Just saying.
I don't have
Yeah.
problems. No, never. No, I don't addicted to changing everything and doing everything. And no, I don't do weird stuff all the time. No.
Does Eli come to your studio and do his news reports? Yeah, with that
Oh
background.
yes, well, he hasn't been able to do a background or anything, but we've been able to do the Galaxy Geeks news, and that's been incredible. I really enjoy doing that. That's been fun. If y'all haven't checked those out, we do those weekly now. That's another show we've added other than this Schmoedown show to gain new audiences, and that's been the great thing about our show being called Galaxy Geeks is because it's a fun name. It's not a very well-known name, so it gives us the ability to market ourselves in multiple different avenues, and it doesn't narrow our content.
Yeah. Is this it, Ben?
That is pretty much it. I think we are done for the day, for the episode. It's been good seeing you. Thanks, Luke, for jumping in again.
Yeah, Luke, thank you.
I
Liam
always
is in
enjoy
the
it.
background, but he seems to be having problems connecting a device. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be on the show. I just want to say I'm very sad that Mike didn't get Player of the Year, and that's it.
Fair. All right. Well, we'll end it there, and thanks everyone for coming along and watching, and keep tuned. We have some exciting stuff coming.
Bye, everyone.
And also, before I end, Luke, is there anything you want to plug? Sorry.
What I kind of mentioned before, we got the Into the Schmoedown Galaxy tomorrow. If y'all have not checked that out, I mean, I think most people in the chat come weekly and they're incredible. And thank y'all, everyone who watches our show. We're trying to grow that out. We're trying to grow our Galaxy Geeks news. If y'all haven't checked those out, please watch those and comment, because commenting helps our videos so much. They help them grow. They help get pushed out. Like them, really. We're really wanting to build this community out, and the people who join in the Schmoedown videos are incredible, and we appreciate them so much. But we need your help. We need help with pushing these videos out. We need help with liking and commenting and getting people to subscribe and really building it out. So we need every single person's help. We need the Galaxy Geeks channel to grow and grow bigger. And so when y'all see a video, even if you don't watch all of it, just go to it, like it, share it on Twitter, really help us out with these, because we're trying to build this community out. We're at 915 subscribers. We're almost at 1,000. And the bigger the community, the better the more we can do, the more videos we can add, more people we could actually add to our channel, more times we can have guests on, the more we can do. And we need your help. We really do. And so if y'all have time, come watch our reactions, watch the trailer reactions, let us be a part of your weekly content. And that's the main thing. I mean, we've got the Into the Schmoedown Galaxy. There will probably be some trailer reactions. Audrey's got music reactions. Probably we'll have some movie reviews coming up. Do what?
I love watching Audrey's music reactions. Fantastic.
Oh, they're awesome. I love that she's been able to do that, and they have been growing like crazy. But that's the thing. Those videos are great, but they do not build community. They don't. They build a lot of views, and a lot of people enjoy watching, but they don't build the community that we're trying to create. And so we'd love to create more of a community, people who will comment and express how they feel on different topics and different movie stuff, and that's what we're wanting to build. And so if anyone in the chat who's still listening to me ramble on, just give our content a chance.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for being on our show. Thanks for making the time, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.